Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Brave Exodus video. Before we begin, I've been thinking the past few days if I should revamp my scores, because it's gonna get to the point where every unit is like 8 to 8.5 to maybe a 9 every now and then. So I'm thinking of redoing my scoring. So I'm gonna try it out this time around and see how it goes. So there is no baseline score in this review. Everybody starts at 0. So what do we think about Slime? Has a decent STMR if you'd never had Noctis. The first 5-star version. 25% of physical evasion, not too bad. And it has 30 magic on it. So he's SLB, but it's not too bad because you're not really using his SLB for the damage, really. It is imbuable. I don't know why I didn't mention that, but his SLB is imbuable. But you're basically doing it. He's basically a giant ramp unit to get that his TMR to 1,000 times mod, which you can quadcast, I'm pretty sure. So quite good. 200% magic TDH and 500% chain cap. And his SLB 230 times mod, 1 hit, 400 times mod for his TMR. You can't expect much from a Slime because he's free. And you can get him to EX3 from the event. Pretty sure you can, so... really all you're doing is just mod ramping and using his TMR. That's it. So, if that's what you want to do, I mean, he's quite strong. So, I'm gonna go and give him a 7.5 out of 10. Remember that we're starting with 0. So 7.5 actually might be pretty high in comparison to how it would have been back then. So... he's quite good, not incredibly amazing or anything, just really good, I would say, really good, but not amazing. Dragonlord, his base form has all the stuff that you'd normally expect, 500% cap and 200% magic TDH. The Brave Shift form, quadcast permanently, very good. Fire, Chaos Wave Awakened, and also Bolting Strike that removes Mirage. I'm not sure why I mentioned that, but it's a thing, I guess. 960% max magic boost for the stacking, and 300% magic TDH, 5% cap, 150% little burst damage, and also 500 flat magic, I believe. So this Brave Shift little burst is decently powerful. 32 hit. Fire magic, 150 times one time, 30 times each to 180 times max. I know that doesn't look like much, but it does have a lot of hits to it. And 135% fire imperil. So his base form is really not that amazing. And his Brave Shift Limp Burst probably only works. I still don't. I haven't tested it. I didn't even have time to really test it. I already forgot until we got to this point again. So. I think he really is best with a dupe. You're not really finishing with him anymore. You're mainly wanting to use his Brave Shift Lone Burst with a dupe to get the damage, pretty much at this point. So his base form is really not amazing. So it will drag down his score. I think I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. I think he's pretty good, but you want to stick to his Brave Shift form. Yeah. So anyways. We got Zoma here. Quadcast both sides, pretty decent. Ice, Bolting Strike, and also Chaos Wave Awakened. Basically his base form is a weaker version of his Brave Shift form. And in his Brave Shift form he has 400% magic TDH, very good. Very good. 500% cap, 150% little burst damage, 200% dragon, 100% fairy killer. And 200% HP passive makes him a lot tankier. And 1000 flat magic, 60% all elemental resistances. I mean, that could be useful for Clash Duel or something. And his Brave Shift Olympus has a ice magic 1 hit, 160 times, 2 times, 60 times each for 280 times max mod. Which might not seem like much because Angela exists, but it is pretty good still. So, no infinite turns. His base form is, like I mentioned, it's just basically a weaker version of his Brave Shift form. and they did that on purpose, and he requires a lot of MP to be used, that's for sure. So I think I'm gonna give him 8 out of 10. I think he's quite good, but I think most people are probably gonna just pull one of him and get his STMR because it's really good, but not super necessary, I suppose. But he's quite powerful, but he gets power crept pretty quickly. Yeah, I barely got to use him that much, and pretty sure he just got power crept almost immediately. So take that as you will. 8 out of 10 is not as highly as it was in my previous review ranking. So with that being said, we have Elena and Marcus de Léon. Their STMR is quite good, 75% Lilliper's damage, and also human killer. And we have a wind hag chainer. Of course, they do have a cooldown and stuff that I didn't even bother mentioning. It's not really, I never used it. And 600% cap. They have 200% demon, 150% beast killer, 200% Lilliper's damage passive, very good. But there's a catch, where they only have 100% true dual wield. Unfortunate. Their SLB, 130% wind and peril, 250% or 250 times tag chain, and 100 times mod for infinite turns, basically, to all abilities but the Lone Burst again. I wish it was to all abilities and Lone Burst. So they only have 100% true dual wield, and their tag chain hit count is pretty low. So if you're planning on using them to finish, like not them to finish with, but if you're using them to build up a chain to finish, you might be a little disappointed to find out that you have a small window to do that. So with that being said, I think they're gonna get a 7.5. They got power crept pretty much immediately. I didn't get to use them that much. I used them a little bit here and there, but then it's like every time I look at them, oh, I need something wind. Oh, I forgot their hit count is pretty low. So they don't really do anything that interesting other than tag chain. Nothing else really. So that's why they get a 7.5. So let me know what you guys think about my new review score. I might have to revamp it again, but I think that constantly doing every video where every unit is getting, you know, high scores, supposedly, is not really going to work in the long run. It's kind of confusing because people look back at my other videos and like, oh, why did this unit get it the same score as this other unit? So it's kind of confusing. Anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below. Give me some feedback, or maybe give me some suggestions on how to adjust the scores. And I hope to see you in the comment section. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace!